What's up, guys? Today we have the FN502. Check this out. It's a cool little pistol, guys. I got this to train a little bit cheaper than shooting 9mm all the time and send more rounds down range. So the FN502 is meant to be a close replica of the FN509. And yeah, here I have my FN509. So yeah, it's a close replica, and I got this to train and just be a more precise shooter overall and spend a little less money. So FN509 9mm, FN502 is 22 LR. And this has been a pretty fun pistol overall. In this video, I'm gonna cover what I don't like, what I like, kind of comparisons, and my overall verdict after shooting a few thousand rounds through this thing. So yeah, starting off, this was about $500, not including the red dot. This is a Riton red dot up here, and it works pretty decent overall. You know, I don't want to ball out too hard on my 22 for this particular one. I'd rather ball out hard on my 509 with the light magazine upgrade and the Leupold Delta Point Pro. All right, let's compare these two size-wise real quick. Okay, so with the magazines out, I hope you can see that these are very, very similar in appearance. They are a little different, so the grip isn't exactly dead on. With the model of the 509 I have, it also has a straight trigger versus the curved trigger. And also the sights are a little different. So these are metal front and back, where the 502 has plastic front and back. Also, these rails are a little different. So this has 4 notches, whereas the 502 has 3 notches at the bottom. Okay, and so biggest difference also is this is a striker fired firearm, whereas the FN502 is hammer fired, since it is a rimfire cartridge versus a center fire cartridge. But yeah, overall, it is a close replica. As far as how it feels in your hand, I would say it is very close. So yeah, if you already have an FN509 and want to train with something that feels pretty close to the same, but not spend the same amount of money, the FN502 might be a good option for you. Okay, so more about the FN502. Starting off, you will see the front has a threaded barrel. It does come pre-optics cut with multiple different options for different optics. So real quick, while we're talking about red dots and optics, I have on here a Riton red dot, like I mentioned earlier. So kind of a budget option for something like this. Previously, I had a Hollow Sun. That optic felt like it was too heavy for the slide to properly cycle backward. It just felt like it had too much mass for how much recoil the 22 has. So yeah, this Riton red dot is definitely not a top tier option, but since it's not optimal for durability, it is lighter weight, so the slide reciprocates a little bit better in my opinion. And it's worked well to this point. It's running good. Now, if you are gonna get this, I do recommend running super velocity ammo. Standard or regular ammo just won't really allow the slide to fully move backwards. So that is a slight downside. I mean, 22 ammo is cheaper overall, especially compared to 9mm or anything else really, but it's something you should definitely be aware of. But yeah, obviously training with 22 ammo, there's very little recoil, so it's very easy to train with and practice more on marksmanship. So yeah, I would say that's one downside for sure, is having too heavy of an optic kind of makes it struggle to cycle backward. Another downside is this gun has an ambi safety. So you'll see the button here and the button here. Now, as a right-handed shooter, when my hand comes over like this and I have my full grip on the right side, feels all good, except once I put my other hand on and I'm really gripping this thing hard just to control recoil, even though there's not a lot of recoil, just how you should train and how I like to train as if I'm shooting a 9mm or something else. Just naturally squeezing causes me to really push on the mag release on my strong hand side. And since this is ambi, you're going to experience this on both sides, whether you're right or left-handed. Now, I want to look into seeing if there's ambi delete on one side. I honestly don't know, but I'd love to look into that because it is a huge annoyance. So yeah, I mean, that for me is very, very annoying. But yeah, I would say those are the two biggest downsizes of this firearm is don't put too heavy of a red dot on here, and if you're gripping super hard, you might engage the mag drop with your strong hand. And yeah, the mag drop thing could be just me, the way I grip the gun. I would imagine it's not just me, but yeah, you guys let me know if you have a FN 502 or 509 that's full ambi, and if that's happened to you. On the 509 model I have, it's only on one side, so there's no ambi on the opposite. For me, it's recessed right here. Comes with two mags, a 10 rounder and a 15 rounder. So if you live in a good state, you can get the 15 rounder and it looks like this. But yeah, I mean, there doesn't take a lot of pressure to drop the mag. I barely pressed right there. So yeah, that's the biggest downside for me on this for sure. You really have to ride your thumb and your offhand kind of high or in a certain position, so you don't do that. So you can train for that, but for me, I want my firearm to work around me, not me working around my firearm. Just something to be aware of. But overall, the 509 is pretty good. I would rate it a 7.5 out of 10. A couple things to work on this one from FN in my opinion, but pretty cool gun overall. So yeah, guys, I hope that was helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to throw up a like or jump on board and subscribe. Appreciate your time, guys, and hope to see you next time. Take care.